Hey again, everybody. Thanks for checking on the channel, Life with Jack and Nicole. Well, Nicole is on another assignment today, and it is MLK Day. It's also Inauguration Day. It's also the National Championship for College Football Day. A lot going on out there, a lot of noise, a lot of distractions. And I thought, well, I've got the day off. I'll be fine just out in nature, enjoying some solitude and some beautiful weather that God has blessed us with. But call me crazy. It was like 19 degrees when I started on this hike today. It's in the Green Mountain area outside Huntsville, Alabama. Now, for those of you who think of the South as just being flat and swampy, you couldn't be further from the truth on that. This area is absolutely beautiful. If you checked out some of our other videos, we've told you about it. So I found this really beautiful trail. Had about a 400 or 500 foot incline when you get to the top, to the crest, and then you go another mile and a half. Some beautiful views along this trail. And this is just a great place to come and just be alone with your thoughts. And there's kind of a calming presence that comes over you. You know, I did a video the other day about feeling anxious at times. And it was funny, of course, a couple people jumped right in. Well, you got to exercise. That'll do it. And any of you, if you know me, you know I am exercising all the time. I'm out on hiking trails, walking. I eat the organic diet, all that good stuff. And even with all that, sometimes, you know, things just get inside us and we can't cut them loose. But I have found, as I've often said, even when I was going through deep grief in those first few years of being a widow, getting outside made a huge difference. And that was kind of the case today. I stayed off of social media because I knew that I would have some friends who were really happy about today and other friends who think it's the end of the world. And I, though, choose to believe that, you know what? It's not one person. It's not one group. It's nobody's going to control everything. If you're like me and a believer in God Almighty, that's who's in control. Yeah, I know sometimes we're like, well, gee whiz, I wish he'd come down here and straighten things out. But, you know, it's that thing called free will. And we're doing okay. You know, have you ever thought about just thinking about all the blessings that you have as opposed to the things that are bothering you and the troubles of the world? That's not to say we ignore those things, but sometimes we just need to kind of take a step back and relax and be thankful for what we do have. I heard I don't mean to get all preachy here, but I heard a sermon the other day at the church where we go. The pastor had such a great thought. He says, have you ever thought about when you're praying to not ask for anything? Just don't ask for anything. Just tell God, what are you thankful for? And I mean, really, even in some of those darkest times that people go through, there's something to be thankful for. And today, again, I'm thankful for being outdoors. Now, again, call me crazy, 19 degrees. And when I first got on this trail and started that incline and I was freezing cold, I thought, this is nuts. I could have just stayed home, had a nice glass of wine, watched some TV, and been nice and warm. But I would have missed out had I have done that. I'm so thankful that I still have good health. Strong legs, strong lungs, strong heart, and I'm able to take these hikes. Some of you may be watching and maybe you're not in that position. You can't do that. Well, maybe a little part of me thinks you're thankful that you get to just have some type of communication with other people, even if it has to be electronic like this. Think about that. I was thinking about the other day, did you ever think, if you were like me, you know, if you're past the age of 25, that you could watch television on your phone? I remember when I was a kid, they would talk about having picture phones. We all thought that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Then they talked about flying cars. We're like, that'll never happen. And you know what? They've got people out there developing flying cars. So this world moves fast. But sometimes we need to slow down. You know that old saying about slow down and smell the roses. It is so true. Now, I'm going to tell you, excuse me, I'll move around a little bit here. I'm sure I could find a lot to complain about. And I could make a really long list And I could worry about all those things. But you know, at the end of the day, the worry's not going to change anything. And dwelling on problems and issues, it's just going to make me feel bad. So why do it? Just got to live one day at a time. 1 minute, 1 hour at a time. And yours truly needs to take his own advice on that, because I'm as guilty as anyone of kind of getting bogged down sometimes in other things and not appreciating what I have. I guess that's all I need to say. Was let's just try and be as thankful as possible whenever we can, no matter how hard it is. And I know too, this message is gonna, as I said, it's gonna piss some people off. You're gonna be watching this thing and you're just gonna be angry because you're caught up in your anger, you're caught up in your issues, and you don't want to hear some bozo on YouTube telling you how it's really not that bad. It can be better. Who's this guy think he is? Tony Robbins? I get it. I do get it. But the one thing that I do get is I'm glad I'm outside today, even though it was 19 degrees. It has been a blessing, and I feel better. And I hope maybe you can find something that makes you feel better. Maybe these videos that Nicole and I put on the channel make you feel better from time to time. We take joy in that. Hey, keep watching, keep subscribing, keep thumbs up, and keep sharing. We're going to get that 1,000,000th subscriber anytime now. Well, I don't know. We still got 993,800 to go. Oh well. Thanks to those of you that do watch. Bye now.